Good evening everyone and welcome to the Sim Experience SA 2022 British Formula 4 Championship, coming to you from Silverstone tonight. This is of course the final round of our championship, so looking at our schedule for the year, we have 8 rounds. We started off at Donington Park, then Brands Hatch, then Thruxton, then we had a second race at Thruxton, then Alton Park, then Croft, then Knockhill, then Snetterton last week, and this week our final round of the championship is here at Silverstone. So I'll be your host, Dennis Mitchell, your commentator Dennis Mitchell, and your broadcast director as always is Sim Experience. Tonight's race will be the usual 30 minutes as per the rest of the series. The track is 5.8 kilometers long, or 3.6 miles long. As per other rounds, there are no compulsory pit stops, so no tyres or fuel required. The guys can top it all up. It's a fixed setup race. Basically put whatever they can in the car and make sure they stay on track. Alright, so qualifying has started. We have 15 minutes to go. So coming into this round, looking at the practice times on the server, I see once again there's a few drivers that haven't been able to make it tonight, so apologies for that. Perhaps with our BMW series coming after this, which will start on the 20th of March, we probably have a much higher driver count for that series. That looks like it's going to be pretty fantastic. So coming into this round, looking at the times on the server, it looked like once again Jason and Mika were going at it with Chris fairly close, but it looks like the times have dropped slightly already in the practice session coming into this. So Chris is there in third, but he seems to be slightly off the pace than what he was earlier on in the practice server. Ross is now in 4th place, Andre Hildebrandt is 5th place, Harvey is showing in 6th, Jan van der Westhuizen and Marius van Wyk. While we're seeing what's happening on track, let's have a look at our current championship standings if we can. Let's see if I can get to that. So coming into this round, I've had to do a few little tweaks on the files because we had a problem with the server, so there might be a few corrections after the event, but at the moment Mika Abrams pretty much has won the championship already. He can't be beaten. When a deploy is taken 2nd, Stephen Casson is taken 3rd, but possibly will be knocked off 3rd spot by Ross Human this evening. Andre Hildebrandt has taken 5th at the moment. Jason Underwood is in 6th, but most likely going to climb up a place or two. Harvey Coast currently 7th, Donnie Stunder in 8th. Willem Steyn has dropped down to 9th, having not done quite a few races now. Mario Claessens has also dropped quite far down, having missed the last few rounds. Right, so let's jump back to our live timing. And good evening to everyone on the YouTube channel, and good evening to Denise. I see you're the first to comment tonight. As we see Jason currently on the lap, fastest first sector. And the fastest, well, I guess these times don't really count because we see, I thought it was Jason, but it's actually Andre. I guess as the guys are all leaving the pits, everyone's setting the fastest sectors because no one has set a sector yet. But the true fastest sector currently is being set by Jason, according to our live timings that we are looking at. Well, the ones that I'm looking at that you can't see. So what time is this going to be? So Mika is still currently sitting in the pits, so Mika may be giving himself a bit of a breather or a bit of a challenge. And Jason put a 203.3 on the board. A fairly solid banker lap, but he's going to need to drop probably about a second if he's going to be fighting for pole. They were doing 202 lows in the practice session prior to this. And we have Lynn Sevenster screaming for Jason and Chris. Of course, Chris and Jason are currently teammates. And currently Jason is now in second place on a 204.184. Andre Hildenband currently in third place as we're now watching Jason. Yeah, looks like the weather's changing slightly as well. Not too sure what the current track conditions are like. It certainly looks like it's cooling down a bit. So, Harvey Coast is currently in fourth place with Ross Human on track and Maurice van Wyk also on track, but Mika Abrams and Rian van der Westhuizen currently sitting in the pits. Right, so Jason is slightly up in the middle sector, but slightly down in the first sector. Let's go on board as we go into the final sector. It shows the track starts to ramp up slightly and the grip is being put down. The lap times are going to start dropping nicely. I'm not too sure why the lap times are so much slower right now. Maybe it's just a question of grip. Chris is now stuck it in 6 tenths behind Jason at the moment. So waiting for the rest to start putting some laps in. So Rian van der Westhuizen has now left the pits, but Mika Abrams is still sitting in the pits. Perhaps Mika is going to have a bit of fun and start from the back of the grid tonight. Who knows? There's nothing to lose since he is already the champion. And we have Hawkmaster saying, "Let's go Mika, you got this." Some more support for Mika. Hopefully my audio levels are all fine. If anyone could just let me know in the chat. But from my side, all's looking good, so fingers crossed. And Jason currently 3 tenths down on his personal best in the first sector, so this could be I was going to say the first 2-minute 2, but he's drifting the Formula car through Maggots and Beckett's, and that's definitely not the fastest way through there, so I can't imagine he's going to improve on this lap. Let's see, we now have a yellow in sector 3. I'm not sure who would have caused that. I don't think that would have been caused by Jason sliding, so possibly someone else in the final chicane. So we see Ross Human has now popped it up into third, 1.7 off the fastest time at the moment. So while Jason is busy coming around, let's have a look and see where Ross is. As Ross is actually making his way around, it looks like possibly Rian van der Westhuizen or possibly Maurice van Wyk. We have yellow flags flashing, but they've just stopped. I just saw it in this grandstands in the background. He gets a little bit out of shape and managing to save a fantastic save. Let's go on board and see if Mika is still in the pits. Mika is indeed on track. So Mika currently on his outlap. So while Mika is coming through, I believe that was Maggots Beckett's Chapel. If I get my track names correct. Right, so Jason in the middle sector at the moment. So Mick is likely to be starting his line up before Jason finishes this lap, and Jason currently had a terrible first sector, so let's go on board with Mika and see what kind of lap Mika can get on the board first thing. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of traffic there. I'm not sure if he's going to maybe back it up a bit or if he's going to actually try and get past. Looked like he rolled off there, but Now he's going to be slightly slow for the next lap. So Mika won't be putting in the fastest first sector on this lap, that's for sure. And Denise saying, all sounds good, thanks Denise. Definitely just taking a cruise around here at the moment. So I think Mika is going to be playing with his food tonight, as he deserves to. He's had a fantastic season, and with all the results he's had, he can deserve to, or can have a bit of fun tonight. Right, so Mika's first sector is 2 seconds off the pace, so definitely taking the scenic routes at the moment. Alright, so let's see what Ross is up to, because Ross is, by the looks of things, still pushing quite hard. Wasn't a personal best, but looks like he's definitely pushing nice and hard at the moment, so might still improve in the rest of the lap, depending on what his personal best were like on the previous attempt. I see all kinds of things flashing up next to me here, and one of them was that Jason just setting a fastest first sector again, as he once again gets a nice drift on. Not sure how much time he lost by doing it in that corner, because that corner you can actually get away with a little bit of a slide. As you see in the background, there was a yellow flag again. I gather someone just put a wheel on the dirt. Alright, let's see when he crosses the line, what does his middle sector look like? Middle sector is quite a long one, so as they come out of Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel, I believe that's roundabout where the marker is for sector 2 to 3. So just before the bridge, roundabout here I think. There we go. Alright, so he is on to improve. Slightly up in the first and slightly down in the middle, but he's up more than he's down. So alright, let's see, can he improve? And he was on for a 202 before losing it, but unfortunately that lap fell away, and this one isn't quite as good, and now catching traffic as well. That's a bit of a shame. Unfortunately the traffic that he was catching was also on a flying lap, so was entitled to take his own line as well. So Ross now improving. Ross now 3/10 off in the first sector. So can Ross spring a surprise tonight? Maybe give the fight to Chris for the final podium place. I presume it's going to be Jason and Mika fighting it at the front. But anything can happen, and if Mika does start at the back and anything happens, who knows? Of course, Mika's on for a completely dominating series where he's won every single round so far. He might blot his copybook if he doesn't win tonight, so you might want to keep going. Although, end of the championship, you all drop your worst race of the season, so technically by that, Mika has won every single race so far, and that's how it will stand on his records. So, a minute left to go. Mika is currently just cruising. So I presume Mika is just wanting to have a bit of fun, and he's going to start at the back, so that should be good entertainment, so thank you for that, Mika. It'll be quite fun to watch. Let's see where Mika actually sitting in the pits. So yeah, Mika is definitely starting from the pits. Sorry, not from the pits, from the back of the grid. So let's have a look at the rest of the guys. So Jason looks like he's just set the fastest middle sector. Unfortunately having a bit of a bad first sector, so he's actually still slightly down. Previous lap he was about 1.5 tenths up in the first, and then slightly down in the middle. Now he was 3 tenths down in the first and almost 3 up in the middle. So unfortunately not able to piece it all together yet, but if he did, he would have had his 202 lap. And that is the end of qualifying as he crosses the line. Right, so Chris now on for a good lap. And unfortunately catching up to traffic. Looks like he's got Undo in front of him, but it is into the final sector. So potentially he could still get away with this. Might even get a slight slipstream. Not that slipstream is worth much here. Oh, he's run slightly wide there. I gather he just aborted the lap. No, looks like he blew his motor. Oh no. I hope we're not going to have the gremlins of last week where he blew his motor in the race as well. I'm not sure why that keeps cursing Chris, but he seems to have a problem with shifting and it affecting his engine. Alright, so if that's our current standings, then we have Jason Underwood in first place, taking pole position from Chris Collison, from Ross Human in third, Andre Hildebrandt in fourth, Maurice van Wyk in fifth, Harvey Goes in sixth, and Rian van der Veste is in seventh, and Mickey Abrams eighth. So I am going to jump to an ad break quick and then we'll be right back. Alright, and we are back. So welcome back to the Sim Experience final round of the 2022 British Formula 4 Championship. So of course the round is coming to you from Silverstone tonight. 5.8 kilometers of Grand Prix circuit. Although this is technically the endurance layout, but it's the same layout. So a 30-minute race, no pit stops required. And this is, of course, the final round of the championship. So the final round out of 8 official rounds, but technically 9 because we'll be dropping the extra bonus round that we had thanks to load shedding and all other kinds of South African fun stuff. Alright, so as the drivers are coming around, let's have a look at the starting order. For those that might have missed qualifying, we have Jason Underwood starting from pole position from Chris Collison, from Ross Human and Andre Hildebrandt in 4th place. In 5th place we have Maurice van Wyk, in 6th place Harvey Goes, in 7th place Rian van der Veste, and in 8th place Mickey Abrams. See Mika doing a bit of weaving to warm up his tyres. In fact, pretty much everyone weaving to warm up their tyres. So Mika's no different from everyone else. So just coming around past the old bits. That's everything looking good at the moment. Unfortunately, a very small field, but should still be a fairly entertaining race. We have Stephen Castellan now in the comments. So Stephen cheering on Ross. And Chris Collison saying, nice pole, JB. Stephen asking if Mika had a stroke. Well, I don't think his engine was having many strokes. It was really ticking over slowly. This is a very slow formation lap. So everyone doing as little as they have to and just cruising along. Unfortunately, it's a Saturday drive, not a Sunday drive tonight. Right, as the guys are coming up to the final sector now, so... Well, they are actually in the final sector, so... Almost there. So we'll see tonight how it all goes. The lap times are very close between the top three, so... Should be quite entertaining. By the time Mika gets through the rest of the guys and up to 4th place, depending on how much the guys defend, he might have a little bit of a gap to chase down, and hopefully it'll be quite entertaining watching the fight for first between hopefully 3, possibly 4 guys. So hopefully Ross can get in on the action. Right, so let's get rid of our tower for now so that we can focus on the start. Wait for the countdown. Seems to be taking an eternity. Right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And they're off. The rFactor man is very quiet tonight. Usually has a bit more to say at the start. Alright, so Mika already picking off, I believe, oh, that was Rian and Kuskavicos. Looks like Morris having a bit of a slide in the background there. Or possibly that was, yes it was, I believe, Morris van Wyk. So Mika is already up to 5th place. Now going up the inside of Andre Hildebrandt. Making easy work of everyone now. Going around looking at the outside of Chris Collison. So Chris is going to have to do some good defending here. Chris actually losing a place at the start. So Ross having a brilliant start. Hopefully it wasn't a jump start. We'll see as we go past the pits if he decides to dive into the pits and do a drive-through penalty. But at the moment, Mick is sitting right behind Chris there for... Oh, you see Chris running slightly wide off the track there. Not sure how much momentum he would have lost. And Andre is sitting right behind him here as well, just having a good look at Mika's rear end. Right, so Mika now getting a good look at Chris sitting right in the slipstream, as Stephen is now sitting in the slipstream of Jason as well. But Mika is a little bit closer than what Stephen is. I'm not sure if Mika is going to have it go into the final chicane. Looks like he's already up on the inside there, but Chris has now got the inside into the chicane. So Mika will have to go the long way around here. If Chris is smart, he'll be able to defend it, but Mika had so much speed there, just flying around the outside there. Fantastic corner speed going into the chicane, that tight line around the outside, no problem for him. Alright, Chris now looking at the back of Mika. At some of the previous rounds, Chris definitely had some good pace, but he doesn't seem to quite have the pace here tonight. So maybe you can just hang on in there, not make mistakes, and see what happens with Mika. Mika now catching up to the back of Ross. And someone knocking a bollard flying there. I believe it was either Jason or Ross knocking it. Those can actually do damage to the car, so you need to actually be careful how many of those you knock. And depending on the speed that you knock it at and what part of the car, you can actually end up with a bit of a problem. Right, so Jason currently leading from Ross with about 7/10, and Mika Abrams now 2.9 seconds back according to the timings, but it actually looked like he was closer. So I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. So let's have a look at, you see Andre getting a little bit sideways there. Andre hanging in there with Chris quite nicely at the moment. Alright, as we go on board with Jason, just at the fastest lap of the race at 2:03.622. As Mika is now all over the back of Ross. Well, no longer. He's now at the inside of Ross. And Ross looking like he doesn't have any answer for him at the moment, so it looks like it's going to be a Mika and Jason fight again. Ross sticking his nose there, Mika seeing him coming and taking a slightly wider line. I think that's just a little bit of intimidation tactics by Ross there. I don't think he would have been able to get past there. That's all part of racing. If you can intimidate someone and pressure them enough, they sometimes will make a mistake. On the previous lap, Mika setting the fastest lap of a 2:02.881. So around 8/10 faster than Jason is currently. So maybe Jason now needs to pull the pin and see if he can take control of the race, because at the moment Mika is coming for him. Right, so here we have the current top 4, top 5. Not sure if this is going to work, but let's see if we can do it. No, that probably won't work. I was going to try in-season standings thing, but that doesn't work. Let's see the mid-race results. Perhaps that will give us some kind of results. Right, that's our current position at the moment, as we see Mika all over the back of Jason now, giving him a hard time, or not completely over the back of him, but chasing him down. Ross in third, Chris in fourth, Andre in fifth, Marius in sixth, Rian in seventh, and Javi in eighth. Right, let's get back to our timings. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a breakdown here on Mika and Jason. Gap currently 1.3 seconds, so it has come down. It was, I believe, 2.4 a lap ago. So Mika actually gaining around about a second a lap. Running slightly wide there. You can run a bit wide and you actually can gain a bit of an advantage, and for some reason the track doesn't give you any penalty for it, but you can also lose a bit of time if you get slightly too much on the curbing. So you need to either be inside of the curbing or outside of the curbing. But the bottom of the car, if it gets on the curb, it actually bottoms out and you lose a little bit of drive. Right, so in the background we see Rian van der Westhuizen is now behind Javi first. So I'm not sure if Rian had spun. Have a look at Rian. No, Rian's been having all kinds of technical difficulties with his new PC. So I hope that he's been able to at least fix the problem. He is at least racing, so hopefully that means it's sorted. Maybe he's got some other gremlins he's busy fighting at the moment. Alright, so let's head back to Jason and see what the current battle is. So Mika's 6/10 behind now. So yeah, pretty much every lap. Nick is about a second a lap faster than Jason at the moment, so hopefully Jason's just pacing himself almost a third of the way through the race. I'm not sure if that's going to help much with his tyres. Sometimes preserving them helps, sometimes it doesn't. There are many ways to preserve tyres, but real life tactics don't always work in the simulators because they don't have everything programmed exactly as it is in the real life, for every scenario. But one of the strategies in real life with tyre life is spinning the tyre just so that you heat up the outside of the tyre rather than the core of the tyre. Once the core of the tyre heats up, then you struggle to cool it down. But the outer part of the tyre you can cool down pretty quickly. So sometimes spinning the tyre about 10 to 15% slip is actually optimal. But I'm not too sure. I know rFactor has the most advanced tyre physics on the market. And a lot of the manufacturers use them because of that, but I'm not sure how much spinning will actually gain you here with tyre life. So Ross falling back quite a bit now, 6.8 seconds back as we go into 20-minute timer. So Chris now 9 seconds back, so about 3 seconds, just over 2, that's just over 2 seconds behind Ross at the moment, so a bit of a battle there for the final podium spot. Andre looking solid on 5th spot at the moment, and Marius, Harley and Rian taking up the last 3 spots. So the gap officially under the half a second mark. Usually the 1 second mark is the mark that most drivers look for. Once you're in the 1 second mark, it's almost like a different kind of chase. You suddenly realize that you're close enough to attack. The half a second mark means you're close enough to possibly make a move. According to that, he's now with in 2/10, but I think it's probably slightly closer at the moment. Certainly if he keeps that gap between them as they speed up, it should be less. Let's compare the previous laps. It doesn't want to show us. Let's try again. There we go. So the last lap, Nico was 2/10 faster, but that's probably because he's got Jason right in front of him. Jason doing some pretty solid times at the moment, only a couple of tenths slower than Mika. But Mika's right behind him, but there's very little space to pass at the moment. Certainly if you want to make a clean pass. So Mika trying his best to intimidate Jason. Mika must be having the time of his life. This is a great drive coming from the back. Starting 8th and working your way through is certainly a lot more fun than just starting in the front and disappearing. Jason having to get really defensive now. We're going the long way around here. Not quite able to stick it there. Definitely seems to be able to carry more corner speed, but unfortunately the radius of the corner just being too long to take advantage of his extra speed. two areas I see Mika is much stronger is on the brakes and corner speed. Of course, doing that too often is not good because that is a track limits violation. Almost at the halfway mark now. So since we're almost at the halfway mark, let's have a look at our mid-race results so far. Jason currently still in first place from Mika Abrams, from Ross Human, Chris Collison, Andre Hildebrandt, Maurice van Wyk, Rian van der Westhuizen and Harvey Kraus. How were the last laps? Mika, a fraction slow, that's how close he is. He's now not able to go faster because he can't get past. Previous laps were 203.739 and a 203.819. So they're definitely holding each other up at the moment. Jason doing all he can to defend. Unfortunately, Ross is not able to capitalize, and neither is Chris. Chris did a 204 on the last lap, and Ross a 204.8. You see Mickey making the move, getting a little bit sideways there. Whoa, that was quite a move, managing to hang on to it there. Sticking up the inside. Quite a forceful move, but very clean. As the great Ayrton Senna used to say, if you see a move and you don't go for it, you are no longer a racing driver. Nico definitely seeing the move there, or the gap, and going for it. Jason trying as well there. Unfortunately having to roll off slightly. Going wide again. Now Jason's turn to make a mistake. Yeah, and just breaking free as he comes out there. Unfortunately, you just go across the grass. Another slight mistake. Oh, look at him hitting the sausage curb on the inside there. Doesn't seem to have lost him any drive. Jason is right with him, but I don't think Jason's got any chance of outbreaking him right now. Maybe, who knows, but I don't think so. Be quite a hair-raising move, certainly looking like he's thinking about it. Car's there. Oh, that's close, a little bit of real contact there. Front and rear tyres touching. Ah, that's fantastic, close racing. On the limit. Both being respectful to each other, giving each other space, but not making it easy for each other. I just have to laugh at Steven's comments. I don't think I should repeat those on air. When I can repeat is that he says, "What a pass, good job, Mika." The gap currently extremely close between everyone. Well, at the front that is. I'd like to go look at the battle for third, but it's not nearly as close as this, although there's about a 2-second gap between them, but it's pretty good. Right, so they're coming up as we have our first back marker. Mika's opened up the slightest of gaps at the moment on Jason. So, will we have a back marker influencing the results? It looks like it's Maurice van Wyk, and he's moving over out of the way for them. Fantastic for Maurice to see them acknowledge they're coming and get off the racing line. Mika running wide again. Jason right on the back end of Mika at the moment, looking for a spare seat. Unless he's trying to drop some sandbags in the back of Mika's car. Right, will he stick it up the inside? This is an opportunity to pass. Oh, get enough drive. It's side by side. And of course, he will have the inside. And it looks like it might have stuck. He's going to have to give Mika the squeeze here to get the widest possible line. Mika once again going to try and carry as much momentum around the outside. Of course, having to go off the track there. That's... oh, a bad move by Mika there. Getting advantage by going wide off the track and coming back on and into Jason, but looks like they've both got going. And Jason won't be too happy about that. But they both live to fight another day. I see Jason giving it his all at the moment. His last lap was his fastest lap of the race, I believe. Which was a 2:03.164. We can actually see what their best laps were. Right, 2:03.164, and Mika was 7/10 faster on his best lap. Right, so Jason, 10 minutes to go, he's in the lead again. Needs to make his car as wide as possible. Basically take the most defensive line you can without being on the inside and without being on the outside. That particular spot there is a very well-known opportunity for passing. But the problem is if you put it up the inside there, you just lose all your drive because now you're just too tight. So often the guy, if there's a guy behind you, you can maybe do an undercut and you end up losing a place. Interesting to see when we do the BMW M2 Cup after this, how Mika will fare in that. I think the lap times there are extremely close between, well, pretty much the top 15 guys timing wise. And from what we've seen in testing, it looks like the driver to beat in the M2s is going to be Timo Smit. So Timo looking fantastic in the BMW at the moment. So there'll be a much bigger challenge for Mika if he's going to be fighting for wins there. It won't be like this. There's probably going to be 5 to 10 guys fighting for a win each race. Right, so Mika sitting nicely behind Jason. Taking a good look. Perhaps after this we can go and see what's happening at the rest of the field. I feel like we've kind of abandoned everyone else. I don't think that move's gonna work. Unless Jason gets a bit too squiggly like that and he loses his drive. But I think just how he's lost it, he's kind of blocked Mika enough to hold Mika back. But Mika's still plenty close enough. You can quite easily stick it up the inside here, depending on the line that Jason takes. Jason taking a slightly defensive line through the kink. And a defensive line once again. Doesn't look like Mika was able to get too much extra drive, but he does have a little bit. He is closing slightly, ever so slightly. And I think Mika's got the job done, unless he runs it wide here. Getting a wheel on the dirt there, but managing to keep it all straight. So 6.5 minutes to go. Mika back in the lead. quickly have a look at what's happening with the battle at the back behind with Chris. So Chris currently chasing down Ross Human at the moment, so that gap is closed down to about 2 seconds to now about half a second. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's jump back to the battle with Jason and Mick as we once again come to another back mark. I believe this might be Rian van der Westhuizen. Looks like he was slightly out of shape there. Alright, so everyone running slightly wide there. By slightly, I mean completely off track. I'm supposed to have at least 2 tyres on the track at all times. So Chris having a good dice here with Ross and looking probably for 3rd place. Right, Jason's still looking for any chance to get by Mika as well. But I think it's getting harder and harder with only 4.5 minutes left to go. So our current running order, let's do a quick mid-race recap while we wait for the final 3-minute showdown. Mika Abrams from Jason Underwood, from Ross Human, from Chris Collison, from Andre Hildebrand, from Morrison Beck, from Rian van der Westhuizen, and from Harvey Hoos. Right, what a fantastically close battle there. Look at how Jason throwing the car around. Usually it's Mika that's throwing the car around like that. Sitting in the slipstream. Unfortunately the slipstream here doesn't do much. Mika weaving around to try and break the toe, but sorry to say it's not going to help much because the toe doesn't do much. Mika once again going off track. Alright, 3 minutes to go. So that's probably 2 more laps. It's just over 2 minutes a lap, so we'll probably finish this lap and then finish the following lap. So let's have a look at our other closest battle on the track, which is of course Chris and Ross. Ross coming from a long way back looking there. I'm just trying to scare Ross there. Harvey much this race. Let's see, is Harvey still in the... He is. Harvey for some reason is driving... His skin looks different. Okay, that's interesting. For some reason not driving his own skin tonight. And of course we have Rian van der Westhuizen. Oh, the battle right behind him there. Look at that. Just all over the back end of it. I'm not sure if I should be following this or the battle for the lead. Of course the battle for the lead is more important. So let's go have a look at that one as well. Let's see how close is Jason at the moment. Well, still fairly close. Oops, wrong camera. Alright, so we about to start the final lap. The gap is now 8 tenths. It's quite a big gap at the moment. Unless Mika makes a mistake, I think Mika has this in the bag. What Blast is saying, great, another great pass. Yeah, indeed. Mika now setting the fastest lap of the race at 201.961. That's the first 201 that I've seen. I've seen a couple of low 202s, but not a 201, so yeah, fantastic lap. Jason doing a 202.4 on the previous lap, and Chris doing a 204.2, so almost 2 seconds off. In fact, over 2 seconds off Mika. I'm not sure what's happened to Ross, but he's now a long way behind Chris. Oh, maybe that's what has happened, just lost a little bit. Oh dear. Alright, as we go back to Mika. Final part of the lap. Once again the cameraman looking at Ross, not sure what's happening here. Probably running slightly wide. Let's see where Andre is. So Andre coming up to the end of the lap will probably be his final lap now as well. Alright, let's go on board with Jason for the final sector. Unfortunately, Nick and I just pulling away quite easily. Taking a few too many track liberties though. Jason making a mistake. Oh, lucky he didn't spin there. And of course that is Mika crossing the line for the win. What a fantastic championship, Mika. Winning every single race. Jason Underwood taking second place. Fantastic results and a great fight there. Unfortunately just not able to beat Mika. Well, you're going to have to try a lot harder the next championship we do, Mika. Because the BMWs are going to have a lot of competition. Right, Chris now. Ross in fourth. Where is Chris? Chris having taken third. So Ross is now coming across the line to take fourth. Very close. Andre Hildebrand behind him. Alright, I believe that's it. I believe everyone is now. We see some victory donuts by the looks of things. Sorry, I'm extremely tired, so excuse my worse than usual muddles. Yeah, well done everyone, and well done to Mika, to Jason and to Chris on the top 3 spots. So I believe that concludes the championship. Mika is our champion from Mornay Deploy and from Ross Human, I believe. So Ross taking third spot from Stephen Castellan. So Stephen, you have lost your third spot. Alright, so I'm going to jump to an ad break. When we come back, then we can try and get as many of the guys in since it's the final interviews and just hear from everyone. Be back shortly. All right, we're back for the interviews. We have everyone with us for the interviews. Unfortunately, Morris is the only one that couldn't make it. He had to leave. But we have Andre, we have Chris, we have Harvey, we have Jason, we have Mika, we have Rian, and we have Ross. I'm going to start in alphabetical order. Andre, welcome.
Yes.
Well done for a great race as well. And
Thank you very much.
Anything you want to say regarding the race, regarding the championship?
Well, what I want to say is, thank you very much. It was actually a very enjoyable championship. Very, very tough. The guys were incredibly fast. And, I actually just enjoyed it. It was really fun.
Great stuff. Thanks, Andre. I'm sure we'll be seeing you in the BMW Cup.
Yes, definitely.
All right, then we'll start with Chris. Chris, a fantastic race once again, but unfortunately you just didn't have the pace like you did in the previous round to challenge.
No, those two boys up front today, I mean, what a great race they had. Jason was fantastic, and when Mika came past me from the back, I thought, oh, he's got his hands full here. But yeah, congratulations to Mika. To have an unblemished record is astonishing, and Jason in particular pushed him so hard towards the end there. I had a great race with Ross. He was a little unlucky. I don't think I'd have caught him. But he got held up slightly more than me on the back marker, and it gave me a chance and managed to nip through at the end there. And Dennis, I just want to say thanks, mate. You've done a fantastic job, and without people like you, these things don't happen. So cheers, and thanks for letting me jump in with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, and pleasure. And then Harvey, your turn. Also, great racing. Thanks for being here for all the races. How's the series been for you?
It was also nice. I wasn't one of the quick guys, but I still enjoyed it. And thanks to you, gave us a good race meetings, and I think that was nice. And I'll also join the BMW there.
Yeah, good. I think those BMWs will be a lot closer between the fastest guys and the slowest guys.
Yeah, no, it's better, the BMs and that.
Yes, I think these cars definitely, when they snap, it just sort of goes, and it's a lot harder to control. So
yeah, you can't control it actually. You know, you can't control a drift or anything and that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't.
it's very difficult. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats off to guys like Mika that can make it look so easy.
Yeah, no, definitely is.
And then Jason, your turn next. Another fantastic round. Unfortunately, just you obviously tried your heart out there, and you gave us some great entertainments. But you could only hold off Mika so long, and eventually Mika stuck it past you. But fantastic racing tonight, and all the races you've joined us, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Thank you for the 75 kilo ballast, which definitely helped Mika tonight. But no, seriously, what a championship. I know I've only done half of it. Mika has been outstanding. Everybody else has been very welcoming to myself and Chris all the way here from the UK. But yeah, the race tonight was classy. Mika's proper talent. He must nurture himself, and he can only get better. And for the rest of everybody, very nice to meet you guys. And yeah, Dennis, congrats on the twins.
Thank you.
All the best on that, and thank you very much.
Okay, and then Mika, once again, a fantastic race. I mean, you've dominated this championship. I think tonight was the best challenge you've had. Obviously, you started at the back of the pack just to have a bit of fun, but what a fantastic race. And, the way you came past Jason, and then Jason fought you, and then you came back again. Some really good, clean side-by-side racing. I saw you guys touched wheels a few times and both went off a few times, but fantastic racing throughout the championship.
Yeah, it was such close racing tonight. It was actually very fun. I'm actually very tired after tonight. And also thank you to everyone for the kind words. It was a very fun race tonight, very close. We pushed each other very hard. I just can't floor Jason. He's just been superb. And he's considering he's only had half a season, he's doing amazing. So, and congrats to everyone else. They drove an amazing race as well. And congrats on the twins, Dennis.
Thank you. And Rian, your turn. You seem to have all sorts of technical problems since you've had some hardware upgrades, but you at least managed to do the race tonight. I presume you got some form of sound going there that you could race. If not, and you raced without sound, well, hats off to you as well. But thanks for at least making the race. But how's the championship been for you?
It was quite nice, thanks, Dennis. It was in the back of the racing. It's always nice, We're always a few guys there that at least have a battle there. But thank you for hosting the race. You need to have a race for the slower guys as well. Not only for those fast aliens there in the front, like Mika and Jason, but yeah, hats off to them. Good race for them. Thanks for everything. And congrats with the twins, man. And thanks for all the technical support you supply.
Great. Did you manage to get your sound working in the end?
2 minutes before qualifying, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's what counts.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And Ross, finally, your turn. Fantastic race as well. Unfortunately, just things not going your way at the end there. But yeah, great race between yourself and Chris, and some great races throughout the rest of the season as well.
Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, I got lucky at the start. Managed to get in front of Chris, and yeah, I had him check the race. Trying to keep the pace. I just ended up eating through my left front tire. And I made the mistake right towards the end, and he was there to take the opportunity. So, yeah, no, I'm thankful for the guys that are in the series, and it's lucky, exciting, and yeah, thanks to you and to Alwin for sponsoring this.
Yes, that's someone I actually haven't thanked tonight, is Alwin, for everything they've done for us for this and our previous championships, and for the future championships coming up.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
of course, all of you guys making it possible. Without you guys, none of this is possible. So thank you to all of you guys for joining and making it entertaining for everyone. And of course, we'll all be back on the 20th in rFactor for the BMW Cup. So I think it's pretty much all of you and a handful of other guys that will all be joining. So it should be quite a packed field of BMWs, and that should be close, entertaining racing where lots of paint will be exchanged.
There seems a lot of sign-ups for that league.
Yes, and there's actually a lot of guys that have officially signed up and a lot that have unofficially signed up. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to be our best rFactor league, and it's probably going to compete with our MX5 Cup by the looks of things.
Awesome.
All right, guys, so thanks once again. I'm going to jump out of the rFactor channel and into the official interview channel, and I will catch you all next time.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Thanks, guys.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Dennis. Okay,
Well
good
done,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you, Dennis.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, so there we have it from all our drivers tonight. Great racing tonight. Thank you, everyone in the comments as well. Great to have all you guys with us. Hope you enjoyed the racing. And hopefully you join us on the 20th for the first of the BMW Cups. I've already posted the YouTube link for that, so you can set a reminder if you wish to do that. We will still have the TCR Championships on Wednesday nights. There's 2 rounds left of that. And that will be followed by a championship that is not yet announced, but the BMW is currently announced. So that will be starting on the 20th, which will be 8 rounds, which will then be followed by a Porsche Cup, a short, I think it's a 5-round championship, if I believe I'm correct. And then we will have season 2 of the BMW Cup. So there's 2 seasons of the BMW Cups coming. So if you join to watch that and you enjoy it, then remember there'll be 2 seasons of that, crowning 2 separate champions. But also the TCR Championships coming to a close very soon. Currently we have Stephen Caslin leading that championship, and it is extremely close between himself and I think 3 other drivers below him, which is Dylan Versace, Peter Grobler, and I'm not sure if the 4th one is Marvin Goos. I might be mistaken there. But join us on Wednesday night for that to see the second last round of the championship. And until then, enjoy your evening. And if you enjoyed watching, remember to like and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And thanks once again to Alwin for everything they do for us. And we will catch you all on Wednesday.